All right, let's go over this list and see what we've got. We've got isopods and crusties, oh, pictus, some oddballs, and fish for the show. And I have my hard good list. So let's see which isopods we're gonna take this week. That looks good. Oh, we're taking hoffmannseggi again. I wonder if we're gonna take black hoffmannseggi or how that culture's going. I might have to check on that, so I'll put a star there. And that's the end of that list, so I think I'll check with Wally. Hey, Wally?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a quick question about the isopod list.
Hey.
Hey, I'm going through the list for the show, and I'm looking at all the different isopods, and I came up to the hoffmannseggi. What happened to the black hoffmannseggi?
Yeah, they're doing
Are
fine.
they breeding right now? And if they are they in good shape? Are they sellable yet? I don't know, we got a lot of different ones, and that was the one that kind of caught my eye.
Well, how about if we just run down and check them out right now?
Okay, sounds great. Let's go do that.
Okay, we're in the isopod room. Did you have questions about the hoffmannseggi?
Yeah, one, I want to know if we're going to be able to sell any soon, but where did you get them from?
Well, I did a video on this. These are from Scott Maroney of Finger Lake Feeders, and I'll put the link to that video right here.
Are they in a little box or are they in one of the larger setups?
Oh, good question. I had them at one point in a little box, but I moved them.
Anything different? Why'd you have to move them?
Oh, a lot of things different. So I have them set up in a 27 quart enclosure right now. Lots of ventilation. 4 holes here. I have 3 holes on the dry side. I have the wet side with sphagnum moss. Typical isopod setup. Substrate is worm castings mixed with jungle mix, mixed with leaves, mixed with calcium, and a little bit of lime. I have a couple of pieces of wood, and it's pretty much regular isopod setup.
So they don't need anything special in their setup, so what's so special then?
There's a couple of things that I do special for the Porcellio hoffmannseggi black. One of them is I have a couple of additional pieces of material in here. I have 2 big pieces of wood, and I have another small piece of wood. I like to give and actually I have another smaller piece of wood, and that's the decaying wood. I like to give them a lot of different areas so that the moms of the hoffmannseggi black, can find a little area where they can manage their mankind, their babies, separately.
Have you had any issues with them?
We've had one issue, and I think I still have a picture of that, and I'll share it now. We had an issue where one of the vents on the side of the enclosure, like this, the tape, the glue actually came off, and the hoffmannseggi got under that. So when I saw the enclosure, I actually saw them on the outside of the enclosure. So I had to collect them, put them back in, re-glue the chiffon on the enclosure, and at that point I noticed that I had so many in this 12 quart that I had to move them over to this 27 quart.
How are they doing in there?
I think they're doing pretty well. I think that they're really going to town. Like I said, in the 12 quart, they were really doing well. I've moved them over here, and they've just taken off again. I've actually had to double my food consumption, feeding Supreme Isopod chow. I'll feed a little bit right now, but there's so many in here, I've really had to double the amount of food that I've been feeding these animals. I feed zucchini and pumpkin and the regular vegetables, but I also feed dried fish and mushrooms and dried mealworms, things like that. But they absolutely love this chow. So I'm going to put in probably about a is that a tablespoon? I think that's a tablespoon. I put in about a tablespoon every time I feed these guys, which is about once a week.
So that means I can put them on the list to sell them this weekend?
Well, you know me, I'm a hoarder, so I like to have a very, very large population before I release any. So we're probably going to wait another month or so before we release these. but I'll put out a special announcement when we do.
All right, then I'll take them off my list and I'll get the other isopods ready.
Take them off of your list, get the other isopods ready, and we're going to be ready for this show. This is going to be a fun one. Hey, to see other isopods, check out our playlist. I'll present it right there, and I'm going to show you a really cool video that we did on these isopods as well. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next video. So Nanette, I have a question for you. Do you think our viewers are going to get it, that this was a setup with my hat on and the mic, everything set for with the camera, the lighting here? Do you think that they'll kind of get that this was all a setup? I think so.